What on earth are you doing? Okay. As always, the cat is like, I know you just hit the go button, but I require your attention right this second. Anyway. Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Saturday. Welcome back to the stream. Hey 21 Snakes, what's up? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope y'all are having a great week. Hey, okay, cat. Chill. Chill. There you go. Cat. There's a cat for you guys. It's the cat demands what the cat wants. He was headbutting me until I turned his camera back on. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to Cafe Parfait. We do more Ace Attorney. And I believe we are on we're the second part of the trial. Day 2 trial for uh-oh. Hold up. Unmute? No, unmute. I want volume. There it goes. I was like, where? Sound? Where? Okay. Oh, it helps if I put the screen up. I know. You can stop headbutting me. Your camera's up. You're internet famous. Good job, cat. There we go. Yeah, so it's trial day 2. We somehow got ourselves another investigation day, and that's what we did last week. Wow, it was a long investigation. And there's definitely some questionable things happening in the country of Wright that I have questions about. And like, there's some kind of crazy conspiracy going on here. But we don't know the details yet. We gotta figure that out. And I'm sure we're gonna get some of that information during this trial, and we're gonna be like, huh? That's weird. And that's gonna come into play in the later episodes. But we're gonna see what happens. So we gotta get our girl Maya off the hook again for like the 4th time. Because apparently Phoenix and Maya can't be in the same game together without her getting accused of murdering somebody. Clearly it is not an Ace Attorney game without Maya being accused of murder. If she's there. Doesn't matter if she's not there. Then it's irrelevant, but... What are you doing? Are you good? You good, cat? Like pushing everything off. Oh gosh, hey Darjeeling, posture check, pato the kato. We'll start with that one. Patoing the kato. As I mentioned on Thursday, we changed our cookies to macarons, so hope y'all enjoy your new channel points, which are macarons instead of cookies. Which, to be fair, macarons are a type of cookie. They're just not chocolate chip anymore. Okay, stop. Chill. Child? Cat? Okay, yeah, you're very cute. You're very, very cute. Can you not push things off the desk, though? Alright, and we're hydrated. Kind of. Keeping an eye on my tea. It's not done brewing yet. Taking a little bit. Kind of weird. But yeah, let's dive right in, shall we? May 12th, 9:34 a.m. High Court of Wright, accused lobby. We mentioned these floaty things like once in the first case, and then we never went back to it again. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I? Doesn't matter. I'm on this case till the bitter end. I am in the way. Hold up, let me move me so you can ignore the text. Boop. There we go. I know, that's why I wanted to officially ask you for your help. You got it, Maya. Let's do this. We gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. Steel Samurai versus the Plume Punisher, right? You bet. You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face.
can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that?
I'm all fired up and raring to go. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. Rafa doesn't seem in the best spirits herself.
Go ahead, feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day.
Guess it was just my imagination. She's just putting up a strong front the best way she knows how. She cares. Just like, I can't believe in lawyers. They're a lost cause. But this guy's not so bad. But he's also a lawyer. Oh no, complex emotions I've never had to confront with before. Life's complicated. Oh god, I heard it skip. Alright, we gotta remember to save often.
Ready, Nick?
Okay, Maya, let's head on in. May 12th! High Court of Korean. Actually, hold on, that reminds me. Oh yeah, cool. I did make a new channel point thing. Which I think it's visible. Maybe it's not. Huh? No, it should be visible. Okay. Although I don't know why I don't see it. Anyway. Hopefully it's there, but... No? Hold on. Let me go set this up really fast. There is a thing that I made. And it is so... There we go. Enabled. Enable that. Alright. Now there's a channel point thing, so you guys can remind me to save. If I haven't saved in a while. Alright, May 12th, High Court of Korean. Court is now in session. All rise. Oop, oh god. Spilling tea. Now then, if everyone is ready... The defense is ready, Your Majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay. You'll probably be using that save reminder often. Please do. Because the last time when it crashed and I lost like an hour, it sucked. Oh! No prayers this time, Prosecutor Sadmati? I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene. Being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder, let us hasten this trial so we may put this dead lawyer walking out of misery. I could not agree more. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the high priest. And today, she'll be tried for the murder of his disciple, Ray Zelot. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmati, your opening statement, if you would.
Certainly. The accused has now slain 2 of the most devout clergymen in Urainism. Even the lowest level of hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough.
Then, what a terrible fate awaits her!
Valgil Pokon, Hell, a realm of eternal agony. There she will suffer the endless punishment of Jagar by the Galoon of the Pulmotin. Furthermore, Suljama—
Enough! My blood runs cold at the mere thought that such a terrible place exists. Oh, Nayuta, you and your... That's mean, buddy. I was gonna ask for a translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss. He said some terrible, terrible things were going to happen to us. Now then, please continue, minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused.
As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the High Priest's disciple, Beret Zealot. He had been training under the High Priest while living at the priest's home. I had met him a number of times, and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end. Oof. The murder occurred at the Plaza of Devotion during the Purification Rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful, deep in prayer. The Warbad dagger was found impaled in the victim's upper back. Stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly. Ah, the Warbad dagger, Lady Kira's weapon of choice. We have already established that the accused prints were on the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself. No, I didn't do it! Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused, Maya Fey, is a serial killer, the prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence. Would the defense care to respond? The accused is innocent, and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? The accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict. No, it's not! Fingerprints can get on there any number of ways. As such, I see no need to debate this any further. But... Well, once our benevolence conducts her seance, it will be clear for all to see. Please help me out here with your insights this time. Begging you. Your Majesty, might I have a word? I'm suspicious. Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sadmadi? It is about the divination seance. Your benevolence!
Stop right there, Prosecutor Sadmadi.
As you wish. Forgive me for overstepping my bounds.
What was that all about? He doesn't agree with the... Oh, maybe she's gonna say something. Because she does it for him first, right? So she probably disagrees with him on the interpretation. What's that all about?
Barthead, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees.
I'm ready, and I accept your challenge. The only problem is I have no weapons at my disposal. Our only hope now is what we can glean from the seance vision and Rafa's insights. Very well. Divination seance, if you please, your benevolence.
Yes, let us begin. Dana.
Cool cutscene? Is it cool cutscene time?
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Time to watch the cool dance. It just never gets old. It's a really pretty dance. Cool. Cutscene only uses half of the song. Uncut versions on YouTube. Oh, okay. Neat. Alright. I don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see? Is it 'cause he didn't see anything? Wait, but he still should have been able to hear something. Huh? Your benevolence! What in the world?
Was unable to evoke any sort of response. I called out to the spirit's name many times, to no avail.
Ray Zealot's probably not his real name! Oh. That's a false identity. What if he's a rebel? And he was killed by the fake lady Kira who works for the government. Just as I thought. Wait, what does he know that we don't? That it wasn't his real name? Well, I mean, I don't know if he knows that, but I'm betting that wasn't his real name because we talked to her. You gotta know their true name in order to call them and to summon them. Because if you don't know, then the spirit's not gonna respond.
I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand.
Come to think of it.
I must go perform a divination seance for Pere Zealot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins.
And that is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. We wish to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice.
It would appear her benevolence is tired from her manifold duties. No, we just don't have his real name.
I am not anything of the sort. The victim's spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why.
Because you don't have his real name.
It is my sacred duty to convey the truth through the divination seance.
Afa.
What are you to do without a divination seance?
I suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them. Prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. I am fully capable of proving the accused's guilt, with or without the divination seance.
You never fail to impress, Prosecutor Sudmati. This is bad. A divination seance is my one and only hope. Your Majesty, her benevolence said she is not tired. Alright, the cat's kind of in the way. Oop, there we go. Not doing anything. Fine, he's not looking. So, shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance has failed? How curious, Mr. Wright. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination seance? Because I need it.
Yes, explain yourself. The divination seance is for shedding light on an accused crime. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to pound you into your grave. You should fear it, not plead for it.
I believe in my client. Plus, yesterday somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination seance was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. if we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, then they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth will show that my client, Maya Fey, is innocent.
Truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick?
Shh, Maya, don't give it away!
Maya, please. You're not helping. How dare you! The voice of a Mitama is to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you.
Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel that it can pose no counter-arguments without the seance?
No! Of course not! All right, through me. I'll have to find a way to make the divination seance happen, or we're toast. Well, since the divination seance is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the trial without the seance, as Prosecutor Sadmati suggested.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I will not forget this, barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me.
Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand.
So, now we go back to traditional courtroom shenanigans. Very well, if the lead detective would please come to the stand, we may begin. Hey, Emma! How's it going? He's not happy to be here.
Sorry, Mr. Wright.
Detective Sky, understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. They are your friends, after all. But you must let them go and move on.
But
there's only one way to save them now. By giving their souls the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the infernal flames.
I can't do this.
Ah! You made her whip out the stackoos again! I should have bought some. Ah! No eating in the sacred hall of justice!
Sky! Yes? Don't worry about me and Nick. You just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out. Eventually.
Right.
Thanks, Miss Fey.
How very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed.
Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of the case.
Witness testimony! Overview of the second murder.
The latest victim was Pere Zealot. He had been training under the High Priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. The High Priest's widow, Belib in me,
That name.
has identified the victim's body. He may have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest.
But then why hasn't she been killed? Because she is the High Priest's wife. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. Would the defense care to respond? I didn't spot any inconsistencies in her testimony so far. And I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. What am I gonna do now? What is it, Maya?
I was just wondering about how much the police actually looked into Acolyte Zealot. Because it just might prove to be the key as to why the divination seance failed.
Yeah, you got another name. We talked about this last week. For you, it was just yesterday. You should remember better than I do, Phoenix. What are you getting at?
Well, just a hunch.
Wait a second. During my investigation, Rafe told me about how the divination seance works. I could figure out why it failed. Maybe she could try it again. We are addressing this right away, so that's kind of funny. Okay, time to press for some more information. We're gonna save. Save, save, save. No crashing. Don't do that. Alright, here we go. Press everything! What kind of person was Acolyte Zealot?
According to the neighbors and the others who knew him, he was a deeply devout youth.
I too have heard his name mentioned as one who was a fervent practitioner. I suppose you might say he was the High Priest's star disciple.
Furthermore,
training for 2 years! Then where was he before that, 2 years? Are you sure about that?
we took statements from his neighbors and his fellow monks. They all corroborate our initial findings.
What about you, Maya?
Well, when I first came here, I saw Zealot praying under the High Priest's instruction.
See. So the results of the police investigation seem to check out. Believe in Me identified him. Was Mrs. Inme's positive ID the only way you verified the identity of the victim?
Huh? Well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried and the data in his family registry. But
what? Hey, Neoneko, thanks for the lurk.
personal information didn't match any of the public records we cross-referenced.
Maybe that's why the divination seance failed.
I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Wright.
Here's what I'm thinking. His address, Pere Zealot, is a fake name. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The royal priestess uses a deceased face and true name to summon their spirit.
Why, yes. That is indeed true.
He was using a forged ID, and there is no mention of him in our public records. And he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Kurain.
An illegal immigrant? Come to think of it, Rafa mentioned something about immigrants yesterday.
But if that's the case, we have no way of knowing who he really is. We'll have to proceed without holding a divination seance this time.
Ugh. I always thought that Acolyte Zealot was, Kurainese. Oh, how the High Priest must be lamenting his disciples' deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Should we add this to the testimony? Yeah, add it. This is an important fact. Please add it to the testimony. It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Sky, please add what you just said to your testimony.
Yes, Your Majesty. He was an illegal immigrant, so we don't know his real name.
Isn't there some way to track down his real name?
No, not if he was an illegal immigrant.
Have you actually confirmed that he was in Kurain illegally?
Well, we don't have any conclusive evidence. But there's also no evidence of him being a citizen of Kurain either.
Oh boy, now what do we do?
What if there was a clue in the evidence you gathered?
That's probably our only hope at this point. If he really was an illegal immigrant, our proverbial goose is probably cooked. May have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection with the High Priest. Okay, well first... Escape prisoner. We already know who that was. When past enemy's face tattoo. Records of who has what mark and where are kept at Temple. Okay. That's just photos. Ring was already stained red. Warning from Lady Kira. Be true to the departed. Has some writing on it. E. Got a peach tattoo. Great Zealot's autopsy. Died 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. Cause of death was spinal cord injury from a stab wound to his back. The weapon is thought to be the Warbad dagger, the same weapon used to kill the High Priest. Said to have been used by Lady Kira. Here's a photo. Statement about the Feast of Blessings. Name is Imsan. Speaking of this name is unforgivable. Lock this knowledge in prayer, deepen your heart. Name of her eminence. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. I don't know what I have could possibly be helpful in figuring out his name. I don't know what to tell you, man. Anyway, Maya isn't that Lady Kira who's been going around capturing rebels.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but
that verdict was already handed down in the previous trial. It is no longer a point of dispute, and I will not allow you to make it so.
But
no ifs, ands, and most of all, no buts. The accused was posing as Lady Kira, and she killed Acolyte Zealot because she mistakenly believed him to be a rebel.
That's not true! I'm sorry.
The verdict has already been read in that case. I have to assume it's a fact now.
Now what do we do? Now I know why the divination seance failed, but...
nothing's really changed.
Yeah, which means we're in big trouble.
If he really was an illegal immigrant, it's going to be real hard to find out his real name.
Guess our only choice is to give up on the whole divination seance thing.
Only there was some way to find out the victim's real name.
He's an illegal immigrant, so we don't know his real name. The day you're right, the water in the spring. Yeah, we already... The mark on his face is one borne by all members of the Koreanist clergy somewhere on their bodies. Records of who has what mark and where are kept at Temple. That's the only thing that has stuck out to me so far. And there's a cat, like, headbutting me right now, so there's that. I mean, what else could we use to figure out his name? That's the only thing that mentioned, like, records or anything. A peach-shaped tattoo. Let's press this again. I want to read what they said. I'm going to track down his real name. Don't have any conclusive evidence. There's evidence of being a citizen. What if there was a clue in the evidence? Some way to prove his name. But I mean, wouldn't their records just still say Puree Zealot? Puree Zealot? Whatever his name is. I don't know if that's really helpful. Or the very unusual peach-shaped tattoo. Those are my two thoughts right now. Well, let's try the autopsy report first. Just for that part about, you know, checking the records. I don't know if that's actually going to lead to anything, but we'll find out. If the music stops, we'll know we did good.
Objection!
Nope, that's not it. Something the matter? No, that scream just sort of slipped out. I don't know about trials in your country, but we refrain from such rash outbursts here. Perhaps this will deter any future urges you might have. Whoopsies! I'm not helping my case in the judge's eyes, both literally and figuratively. We don't know his real name, but what about, have we looked into his weird-ass tattoo?
Objection!
Tattoo. Sorry, Detective Sky. But the police missed something important in their investigation. Huh? What are you talking about? The victim was undeniably a Kurainese native. And this crime scene photo proves it. It does? It's a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Kurainese. Where? I don't see anything that would prove that. Gonna save. This proves he was Kurainese. I mean, I don't see why this would work, but we're gonna press it anyway. Look at this tattoo right here. Why, that's a tattoo of a peach? I would like you all to think about the meaning of this tattoo.
Oh, the victim really liked peaches?
Well, peaches are a flavored delicacy here in Kurain. They happen to be a personal favorite of mine. The sweetness of their abundant nectars and the softness of their perfectly ripe flesh. They are a blessing from the Holy Mother herself.
Nick, I've suddenly got a craving for peaches.
After the trial, Maya. Right now we have bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, that is not a tattoo of a peach. Not a peach, you say? Then what is it? Take a closer look. Oh! Yeah, that does look like a peach, don't it? Haven't you seen something like that before? Namely, the tattoo of the High Priest's brow. On the High Priest's brow. Oh my! What? That mark is only borne by members of the Kurainese clergy.
Objection!
So that is what you believe it to be. But are they not utterly different shapes? Sure, they're shaped differently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had the peach-shaped tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for some reason. However, the dark red portion is exactly the same as the mark all Kurainese clergy bear. Yo, that was totally a shot in the dark, but The fact that they keep records is definitely gonna help us out here with that. Okay, now I want to look at it. It is dark red, yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. It's totally a peach! I'm never gonna unsee it now. That's funny. Alright.
Hey, you're right.
Till about 20-some odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they? I myself bear one on my right butt.
That is entirely too much information, Your Majesty.
Information on everyone who enters the clergy is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot.
I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits.
That will not be necessary. You seek information on the clergy.
You just have it in a scroll that you carry around for God knows what reason.
I have it all right here.
Oh my! You never cease to amaze me! So, tell us, is there anyone who fits the bill?
There is just one, and his name is real name.
His name is real name! Real Nemu, real name! Why, Capcom? Why? Capcom? Why?
He became a monk 20 years ago.
Real name is real name. Great, thanks, I hate it. I like it, but I hate it. And that must be the victim's real name. Uh-huh. But why would he have tried to cover up his tattoo with another one? Yeah, there must have been some reason.
Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name.
You're right. Your Majesty, now that we know the victim's real name, the divination seance might finally work. A lawyer who willingly seeks a seance. This is entirely unprecedented. Only in your lifetime.
How about digging your own grave, defense?
We won't know about that until we try. Sure, it's risky, but it's our only hope. Very well. Let the divination seance be held once more.
Why would a lawyer work so hard to see the divination seance be held once more? You are a fool, barbed head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. For with the truth revealed by my insights, I shall gladly seek your demise.
Bring it on, princess. Because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights.
You will regret ever thinking you could use my secret insights as evidence.
Why y'all gotta be so, like, corrupt and
Holy Mother,
judgmental? Are we gonna watch it
we hold
again?
this
That's
divination
funny.
seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
You gonna do it again? Oh my god, they're gonna do it again. Oh, that's hilarious. They're like, let's stall for time and just do the cutscene again. In the meantime, I'm gonna take something to make sure my nose doesn't get all stuffy. You can skip it, but you never did. Yeah, I'm not gonna skip it. We're gonna watch it. It's a good cutscene. It's a cute dance. I like it. We're gonna watch it. I know, Chiriko. Isn't the dance so lovely? Came back to watch it because you wanted to see it again, right? You guys can look at the cat. It's so good that even this cat came back because he wanted to watch it. He walked away a little while ago. He's like, nah, I gotta watch this cutscene and see her dance. It's a good cutscene. Here we go! No, don't mute me. Don't do that. Get away from there. Gingil? Boomed Punisher theme. Heavy. Pain. Felt something heavy on him and then pain. Oh my! It is just as Mr. Wright surmised. Praise Zealot wasn't the victim's true name. Now at last we have seen the victim's final moments. But all he could see was the ground.
Seemed terribly disappointed. I take it you did not find any fodder for one of your infamous turnabouts.
Remember really struggling with this one? Oof, we're gonna keep that in mind and save often.
I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence that establishes the accused's guilt.
Is it the Plume Punisher theme because we have that trinket now? Because we traded... Maya traded for it? The question is, when did she trade for it? Which is in the photo that we have of the feast the night before. So, yeah, that is a bit of a problem. Anyway. But it is also very close to the Steel Samurai theme. Maybe doesn't know the difference. You did? A most surprising surprise attack! So tell us, Prosecutor Sadmadi, what is this conclusive evidence you have found?
The Plumed Punisher theme song. Damn it, I knew it. That the deceased heard. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during her investigation.
Hey, that's my Plume Punisher strap!
When you press the Magatama on the Plumed Punisher's belt,
Ah! I bet you the one that I actually played is the Steel Samurai.
it seems the accused inadvertently pressed this button in the midst of her crime.
But who the hell would do that? Seriously? What a dumb thing to do. Whereas the watch plays automatically whether you want it to or not.
The strap is an extremely rare item, is it not, Miss Faye?
Better not break it. There's only one of those in the whole wide world. Maya, you're not helping! Maya, no!
It is just as I said. Your flights of fancy have come crashing down on you.
She sure seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, I've never seen her look so thrilled before either.
It is time to accept the fact that the divination seance is far more than mere evidence. It is the very truth that brings the hammer of justice down on the accused.
That is as conclusive as evidence can get. Now then, if there are no further objections... Slow down there, your majesty. At least let me make a counter-argument. What's this? You take issue with the divination seance? Yup. Oh, I have issues with it. I just don't know what they are yet. I'm pretty sure it was actually the Steel Samurai theme that was playing, but they just sound so close that, having never heard of the Steel Samurai theme, he's not gonna know the difference and just assume it was the Plume Punisher. That's never stopped me before! The divination seance is not the absolute truth. It only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly.
You do not know when you are beaten, do you, foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the Mitama of the deceased. If you believe there to be errors in my insights, then let us see you prove it.
Raifa's insight.
The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the rite. The pattern on the plaza ground was visible in the darkness. And then, someone was there, and the theme to the Plume Punisher filled the air. The accused held the victim down and plunged her dagger into his upper back. The blade struck true, and in that instant, he departed from this world. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments.
Her benevolence's insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true.
I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, those insights are really stacked against us. I'll just have to go over each and every one of the deceased sensations very carefully. Save? Why is he smelling Gingil? Punisher theme? Victim was offering up prayers, yeah. It was the night of the rite, though it stalked the pattern of the plaza ground was... Sorry, I didn't mean to click that, like, to object. I just wanted to look at shit. Yep, that is what he was looking at. Okay. Wanted to confirm. Okay. Then someone was there, and the theme to the Plume Punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true and in an instant departed from this world. Okay. Offering up his prayers. Purification rite is thick white ice frozen. Yeah, we can give thank you. Yep. Okay. Guys. Cause of death was blood loss. Photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings, where it's customary to partake in dishes made with gingyu. The dishes are only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon on the day before the rite. Must be finished by 3 p.m. on the same day. It's really strong, but I don't know if he should still be smelling it, is the thing. But why was he still smelling gingyu? I guess. I guess that's my question, is why is he still smelling? Okay, so I guess, yeah, I mean, he is offering up his prayers. patterns on the plaza ground were visible. I remember if I saved already. I did, just in case. Hmm. I'm like, would you still be smelling it the entire time? Held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. Blade struck true, and that's the parted. Night of the Right, yeah, is dark, patterns visible. Oh yeah. Doom Punisher theme. I mean, it never gets closer, though. Just kinda stays pretty steady. Feels something heavy and shaky and pain. Offering up prayers as the night of the right, though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Yeah, the theme filled the air. Held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. Which is the heavy sensation. This is a toughie for sure. The thing is, I have to find something to argue about. Like, what is the issue between the statement and what we're seeing? Someone there, and the Plume Punisher film. But was it the Plume Punisher? I suspect it was not the Plume Punisher theme, though. There's no way to prove that. We get clarification on that? Sight, smell, sound. Victim was offering up prayers. Oh hell, let's just try figuring out if it really was the theme or not. Let's just go for it, and then we'll question the smell later.
Objection!
Nah, that ain't it. Your benevolence, isn't this statement a weird? No, it's not inconsistent. It's fine. Shut up, Phoenix. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. Okay, anyway. That smell kind of seems like it's wafting in. Why are we smelling Gingiel?
Objection!
Oh my god, was it really that? Was it the first thing I was thinking about? Oh gosh. Was it really the night of the Wright?
What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The accused slew Acolyte Zealot after killing the High Priest during the purification rite.
The only problem is the deceased spirit does not corroborate that.
What's this?
Take a good look at what the victim smelled. You see how it says Gingiel? Acolyte Zealot shouldn't have smelled any Gingiel on the night of the Rite. What do you mean? Well, let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. This should explain how the victim couldn't have smelled Gingiel on the night of the Rite. Is it because they have to finish it by 3 p.m.? The High Priest's wife, Believe in Me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of Gingiel-based dishes. And they're only supposed to be served at a certain time of the day before the rite. I believe you're right! I'd completely forgotten about that. I thought it was weird. I should have questioned that one first. During the feast, the unique smell of Gingiel pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m. the day before the purification rite.
I am not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite.
Oh, right. I taught her about that yesterday. Forgive me, your benevolence. But the estimated time of death is just that. An estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change.
What's this?
Like, if a body was kept cold, the slowed rate of decay makes the death seem more recent. I believe I've heard something of the sort before. It is as Mr. Wright claims. The estimated time of death in the autopsy report will have to be revised. Hey, updated. Nice.
Barbed head, you blinded me with science!
That's a joke. So sorry. Wait, what am I apologizing for?
No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused prints on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth.
The victim was offering up prayers.
It was the afternoon of the day before the rite. Though a bit dark, the pattern of the plaza's ground was visible. Time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Nick?
A change in the time of death is bound to cause some sort of an inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. Weather report. It was icy, icy, icy. A bit dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible, yes, but also the weather report. The area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies. The warmer temperature will make for an excellent prayer weather. Nope, not that one. Lady Q returns to the battle. No. Here we go. The thick white ice that froze the ground of the inner sanctum to the plaza of devotion until yesterday has melted. The ride can now go on as planned. We give thanks for the blessings of the Holy Mother and Lady Kira. Happy Daki. Yeah, and that is May 9th. Today's purification. Until yesterday. Yeah. So it should have been still icy, no? Right. The ground!
Objection!
The change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface.
What's this? Ugh, you're making that irritating face again. Cease that at once.
Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now, let's focus on what's important. What the victim saw in his final moments.
You have bats in the belfry? Barbed head, there's nothing to see. The ground of the plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the riot, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground. Possible, you say? Do explain. This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. Newspaper, take that. This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick, white ice the day before the riot.
What? But...
The victim did not see so much as an ice cube on the ground. Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments?
If you have something to say, then say it.
I don't know, man. What's the inside of your house look like? The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere.
What?
What? What? What? Where do you propose the victim was actually killed?
Yes, tell us where. Otherwise, your argument is worthless.
About that. I hadn't gotten to that part yet. Any ideas, Maya?
Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right?
Right, but where could that be?
What is it, Barbed Head? Giving up already?
No, not at all! Where have I seen something green and shaggy? Is it the priest's house? Is it the high priest's house? This shows where the victim was killed. Shit. Oh, no. Nope, not there. Oh! 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 Green and shaggy! Oh, this! Wait, why were you in here? And his hands were like that too! Oh! The secret hideout the rebels were using.
Rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber.
Don't look at the floor, girl. Look a little higher. You're absolutely right. There's no place. On the floor, anyway. That explains the handprints. We were like, the fuck? What did the victim see in his final moments, if not the floor of the rebel hideout? This is what the victim saw in his final moments. He's the one who got killed here. The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. And that's how he heard the Plume Punisher theme. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab.
And that does not agree with the seance vision. However, one cannot definitely declare they are one and the same.
I concur. There is no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout.
Indeed! What evidence do you have of this?
I did luminol testing in there. I've already shown you the evidence. What do you mean? Please take a look at the second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the result of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. What a coincidence! This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of that stone slab. Huh. Is this true? Yep. This information has already been provided to the police. Detective Sky, to whom does this blood belong?
What? We thought it was the High Priest blood that flowed in from outside.
So we haven't tested it yet. And you must do so at once. Yes, Your Majesty. It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please.
The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Pere Zealot, just like the defense claims.
Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me?
Oops.
When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber.
Uh-oh.
There, I will deliver a joyous sermon unto you for 8 hours straight.
I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for.
Yep, seems so. Hate to do this to Emma, but... Alright, you're in the gumshoe spot. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Full speed ahead.
The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we've yet to identify. So, when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead. And that's not all. If he was killed at the Inner Sanctum, that would explain one more thing. What that would be? How the time of death was made to look later than it actually was. A proof of which was left behind at the Sanctum. And this points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. This weird shit, we're like, the fuck is going on over here? Take that! Why, these are the Inner Sanctum? I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in the photo. And this is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. He was covered in snow. You see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed.
Time was mistaken? And the place too? Just what do you believe that proves?
That my client is innocent.
What of her fingerprints on the dagger and the Plume Punisher theme the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence.
Ugh. I see your point.
Wasn't this your big chance, Nick?
Really hoping that the difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song being used as evidence against you?
Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them.
Really?
What's this? You say you can contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence?
Yeah, the theme song.
Very well, let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the rebel hideout photo.
Oh! The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence. Plume Punisher theme.
Plume Punisher theme? And how do you intend to support such a claim?
Since the murder happened in the rebel hideout, there's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap. Wasn't the strap? Is this true? The item that played the Plume Punisher theme song was this! The clock. And this is a Plume Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off.
What proof do you have that the alarm went off?
What proof do you have that it was my client's strap that played the theme song?
Do not twist the facts with your lawyerly wiles! Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off of her prints on the murder weapon. And here's what really happened.
Just gonna keep revising it, alright.
The victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the Wright.
The blade struck true in that instant he departed from this world. Okay.
Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened.
I won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger. Most impressive, your benevolence. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case. No, there is one. What's this? Still claim there to be an inconsistency?
Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same.
Saving. Okay. His hands on the stone slab on the hut. But then what's with the heaviness? Except he shouldn't have been defenseless. There's a lot of weapons in there. He's not defenseless. Huh. What's up with the heavy? Blade struck true in the instant he departed from this world. The victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. My current issue is with the fact that she's saying he's defenseless because he shouldn't be defenseless in the hideout, but like, look at all that. There's a lot of weapons here. But, you know, the question is why were his hands on the stone slab to begin with, like that? There's a lot of weapons here. I mean, he was defenseless in the moment, but then how did he get in this situation if he was in the hideout? That's what the issue is. Victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. Yeah. He is doing that, yes. What is up with the heavy sensation? Something was heavy and pressing on him. I think a knife would cause the heavy feeling, and she's definitely not standing on him. Can't say that. Anyway. So, how can you say that it was a knife? Because the knife wouldn't cause his back to feel heavy. He probably got whacked with something. Alright, anyway, let's try it.
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it. Return! I don't want to watch that. Oh, I need to watch the embarrassment of them taking away a thing, just because I'm not sure what to point out specifically here. Afternoon, the day before, someone was there. The theme of the Plume Punisher filled the air. Blade struck true, and in the instant he departed from this. But then what was the heavy feeling? Okay. So there's two issues right now that I have. Well, the first one is that he's not exactly defenseless in the hideout. He's just defenseless in this moment because for whatever reason he's held up against the stone slab. So probably someone had to have come in and forced him to do that before the Plume Punisher theme went off. That's one issue. Second issue is, what is this heavy feeling? Because now there's no longer someone holding him down, which she conveniently, you know, took out of her insight. But there's nobody holding him down anymore. So why is he still getting a heavy feeling? Plunge her knife in the defenseless victim's neck. And he dies. So I think someone had to have come in before the Plume Punisher theme turned on to force him to hold himself up against the stone tablet, because that's a really weird thing to do. Unless it was... Oh, the tablet must have been falling and he was trying to stop it from falling. Like they knocked it over. He was trying to push it back up. Because it was a little wobbly. And then they came around and stabbed him. Okay, so I think I've worked out what happened, but I don't know We gotta figure out how to convey that in the seance terms, in the insight term. Okay. So, alright. Then someone was there. He did get stabbed. Yes, the fact that somebody stabbed him... Plunged her knife into the defenseless victim's neck. Yeah, so him getting stabbed, yeah, that was a thing. That's a thing that happened. He stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. I don't think he's standing there. I think he's trying to push the thing.
Objection!
To keep it from falling. There we go. The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer. But he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from? Yes, I see your point. Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down. Eep! And tell us, Mr. Wright, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim? Sorry. What caused the heavy sensation Zealot felt? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree that sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zealot's hands on the stone slab. Why were they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation? Yes, we just worked that out, that the stone slab was falling, because it was wibbly-wobbly. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us? Of course. If I just envisioned the state Zealot was in when he was killed. The cause of the heaviness the victim felt was the falling stone slab. The culprit jumped. No, the falling stone slab. The only conceivable cause is the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath. What?
Oh! Stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath.
Right, that was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt.
While your theory is impressive, you've overlooked a key fact. The victim was not crushed to death, rather he was stabbed.
Oh yeah.
Or do you claim the dagger was plunged in after the slab had fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together.
Well, would you care to explain? Sure, I'd love to. That doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? Killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was?
Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab.
It was the Warbad statue, which was covered in blood! We thought this was Abbot Inme's blood, but it is actually Hooray Zealot's blood. He got crushed against the statue. Oh.
There isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within.
Yeah, there's not much space by the entrance, is there? So what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something.
The murder weapon wasn't the dagger. The dagger must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention that.
And he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger.
the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like near the scene of the crime? Something that had a shape similar to the Warbad dagger? Send your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright. This shows what really killed the victim. I'm gonna go with this one. But I guess we'll save just to be safe. Here. This is not the photo from the scene of the High Priest murder? Are you suggesting the murder weapon is hidden herein? Yep. And this is what really took Perez Zealot's life. You see how scary and bloody this is? It's pretty nuts. But that is the...
A Warbad statue?
Exactly. The Warbad statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. That is what really took the victim's life.
You imbecilic fool! The statue was outside of the hideout. How do you propose it impaled someone who was inside?
Haven't you heard? The Warbad statue also functions as the hideout's door.
What do you mean?
The statue can pull a complete switcheroo.
A switch-a-roo?
Put it simply, it's a revolving door. Revolving door? That makes perfect sense. Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling toward him! Cure your monuments, people. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbad statue was right behind him.
This cannot be! But the accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger.
She had held it while rehearsing for the rite. Which is when her prints got on it. This is a shocking turn of events, but there's a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. Wanna go test the blood on the statue? I believe we must accept that the Warbad statue was what killed the victim. Warbad statue added to the court record. Its sharp protruding feathers took Perez Zealot's life. Also a revolving door. Now that we know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise, there's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick.
How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth.
No, your benevolence. It's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. You understand now? Your kingdom needs lords so they can interpret your insights.
But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits all this time?
Your benevolence! Are you unwell? All the color is drained from your face. She just realized she sentenced a bunch of innocent people to die.
I'll be fine. Continue your proceedings without me.
As you wish. I feel kind of bad for her. Now then, I would have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know how the victim actually died. Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body found at the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. but only after the warbad dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon. Does seem to agree with what we know now. Now know. But why would the real killer go to such lengths? I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with a dagger and moving it to the plaza was a warning from the Twilight Realm, a crime committed for fun, to make it look like a serial murder. It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right. The real killer planned all of this. A forged serial murder case. Did?
That's it, Nick. Keep hammering away.
What? What do you want?
Your reasoning has more holes in it than that cheese you foreigners so enjoy.
Hey, cheese is good, man. What?
Like those putrid, hole-riddled clumps of curds that only a rat like you could love.
Excuse me. I take offense to that. Cheese is amazing. You have poor taste. Yeah, rude? Hey, Dr. Lupin, how's it going?
Your reasoning, much like your putrid, hole-ridden brain, has putrefied.
He really has it out for cheese? I know! Why? So rude. Cooking dinner. I should eat a snack soon. I'm hungry. What's his deal with things going putrid? I'm sorry, do you not have refrigeration so you have a lot of bad experience with spoiled food?
You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. Careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the Wright. But Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab toward him, and we know the rest.
I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life.
When the High Priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him.
I believe Prosecutor Sadmati has posed a compelling scenario. Defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused's guilt.
Objection!
Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things.
The dagger in his corpse is likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the Defiant Dragons.
That is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see. Now he has the judge convinced too. Thought I'd finally make some headway. Well, Mr. Wright, about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not? Groan of distress? Kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya. Is it not the time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know peace.
A dead lawyer walking, indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Kurain? But I must admit, I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I had said the defense's reasoning had a putrid, cheese-like smell. But I now realize the stench was from his own putrid body, verge of death.
Now I'm a rotting zombie? Rude! Rude, Nayuta, rude. Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the Wright? Who knew about the rebel hideout and could gain access to the inner sanctum?
Only those involved with the Wright can enter the sanctum, so...
Wait a second. Only a rebel would have known about the secret hideout. And the only person who was involved with the Wright had access to the sanctum. And was suspected of being a rebel is... Ah! Oh, did our first victim kill our second victim? Ooh. That's twisted. That's some fucked up shit. Did somebody come to mind? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, except there's one huge problem. That's awkward.
A huge problem? What are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from the sacred hall? I would not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection.
If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sudmati will have this one in the bag. I'll just have to bluff my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Pere Zealot's murder.
Objection.
Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist.
Actually, about that, we've kind of proven yesterday that such a person may exist. Does, in fact, exist. No, there is one person who knew everything. Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us, who might that be? I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Zealot's murder is the High Priest himself. So awkward. We're gonna save. Gotta save often because we're afraid of it crashing. Trust in me.
Take that.
It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum and who knew of the hideout. And that would be the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the Wright.
Would pin a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales. Have you no shame?
Dead men tell no tales. That is definitely a problem. Only the High Priest could tell his side of the story.
What? Do I have something on my face?
Wait a second. Could this actually work? This part? What about this part?
Oh, no, don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth.
No, if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with this. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony. Are we gonna ask her to channel him? Oh, we're gonna get in trouble now. Oh, shit. His testimony? How do you propose we get the deceased to testify? About that, I'm gonna cause a huge problem for your, I'm gonna cause a big, huge problem for your damn country. Channel him. There's a way for the testify. There is a way for the dead to testify. It's known as channeling. Summon him here by means of spirit channeling. What did you just say? Spirit channeling? Has this lawyer finally gone insane?
This is sacrilege! May the Holy Mother strike him down!
Peace! I'm frankly astonished you even know of such a thing. I mean, Rafa told me about it yesterday. Spirit channeling is a secret art that only Her Eminence Queen Garan can perform. And Her Eminence is far too busy with other duties to perform it at our pleasure. About that. About that. I suspected as much. That means our only hope is... Maya? I know you didn't want to stir up shit in this country, but your life kinda depends on it.
It's okay, Nick. You can tell them.
Maya.
Thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Khura'in. Don't worry. It's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so... I don't think we'll be punished. At least, I hope not.
This is a crucial period for you. It'll decide whether you become master of Khura'in. Of Kurain. Sorry, Kurain, not Kurain. It'll decide whether you become Master of Kurain. Not against the law, it's just earth-shatter. It's just gonna... We're just gonna destroy everything this country knows about itself and its own self-identity. Whoopsies! We don't have any other choice now, do we? Universe spending? Yeah. If I'm found guilty, it'll be a lot worse than not becoming Master of Kurain. Alright. Thanks, Maya. Actually, there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. Even her benevolence, Princess Raitha, finds the divination seance to be challenged. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen? About that! That would be me.
This some sort of joke!
A foreigner could not possibly have such power. Even the royal priestess is incapable of such a feat. Peace! Peace, I say! A normal day in the Ace Attorney universe? Yeah. Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling? Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Hey, Rafa, what's up? Your benevolence!
This is an outrage! An outrage, I say! First you make a mockery of the divination seance, and now spirit channeling?
Benevolence speaks the truth! Spirit channeling's a sacred right!
Foreign devils, I say they should be punished to death immediately! Still your voices! Bardhead, spirit channeling is our most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose?
Yep, I am. Your benevolence, are you saying you approve of their use of spirit channeling?
I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot.
Oh no, Maya's very good at spirit channeling. Very well then. Benevolence. What? Hold on. Why are we skipping? Why did that happen? That was weird. What if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit?
Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits?
Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure as I'm responsible for the safety of all present.
Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. With it, I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power.
That is a relief indeed.
These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sanmari?
Perfectly, Your Benevolence.
Very well, the accused may channel the High Priest spirit. First, we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Till then, this court is adjourned. We cross-examined a parrot, a robot, and an orca. Now we get ready for a guy who's literally freaking dead. Yeah, it's fine. Shit happens in this universe. It's fine. Be continued. Yep, we're gonna save. And then we're just gonna keep going on. May 12th, High Court of Kurain, accused lobby. Alright, Maya, but this was the only way. Sure you're up for this?
Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet.
Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. So, you sure you're ready?
Yeah, at least I think so.
You don't sound so confident. What about all your training?
Training's one thing, actually doing it is another.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. She fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead. Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This'll be a moment you'll never forget. Okay. Let's hope it's unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abbot Inme's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. I hope so, but he was hiding the fact he was a rebel, so... who knows if he's actually going to be helpful. I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that. They're ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once. Okay, Maya. I'm counting on you. You got it. Here we go. May 12th, High Court of Kurain. I have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Faye, please proceed. Yes, Your Majesty. I can't believe this! Only the Queen should channel spirits! Execute them! Put them to death right now! Y'all! What the hell? Why are you so bloodthirsty? On Maya, I'm counting on you. I've been studying here in Kurain for 2 years now. So that one day, I'll become the Master of Kurain, the village of spirit mediums back home. First, I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Wow, she seems really confident. Huh. A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Yeah, I'm about to break your mind. Okay, Your Benevolence, how about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well, if you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. Do it, Maya. Oh, spirit of Tarust in me, something. Return now to the world of the living. Yep, okay. Oh, spirit of Tarust in me, slumbering in the twilight realm, return now to the world of the living. God, he looks weird. I don't know what I was expecting, because we know this is what happens. What is this place? His body is a whole-ass rectangle? Yeah. With, like, really floppy arms. God, he looks so awkward in her clothes. It's weird. Oh my! No! This cannot be! Okunka! It's a high priest! The accused really can channel spirits! I don't believe it! The accused spiritual power is the real deal! Go, Maya! I do not understand! This cannot be! Simply cannot be! I must step out now before I forget myself. Abbot Inme! This be the Twilight Realm? What of this? Curious mane of hair. Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother? For decades of faithful service? He's like, yo, I got hair! I'm beautiful! It's beautiful, luxurious hair! Abbot Inme? My, isn't his majesty? You too shuffled off that mortal coil. Please do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. Spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us today. Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling? Suppose that explains these gorgeous locks. When I pass on from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair. Oh, you poor man. It would be for the briefest of moments. I give thanks for this splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste. Excuse me, are you gonna strip? Boy, you are in a young girl's body. Sir? Oh my god! Sir! Sir! Inappropriate. There. That is better. Could we get to his testimony now? I'm very uncomfortable. And I wish he'd keep his top on. Hmm? Why, you are that foreign lawyer that the people speak of as of late. This is not the Hall of Justice. Man, just flashed the whole courtroom. I know! Rude! Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf? Sir, what are you doing to Maya's body? Ah. Now this is breaking my head, but in a different way than it's breaking the people of Kurain. I'm just... Why? Why are we here? I've been accused of murder? That is troubling indeed. Ah! What's with that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with proper training. Oh, I wonder if Albie will be able to do that someday. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest? I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Puree Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot has been killed? Do such a thing. Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot in me. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? He's just stretching himself all over the place. Oh dear. That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything. Wow, the High Priest is amazing! To think he had mastered such an advanced prayer pose. He's still worthy of our veneration even if he is a rebel. Praise be to the Holy Mother! Praise be to the Holy Mother! Oh my. My rebel allegiance has been exposed? Not even my wife knew of that. It seems to rest in peace. It is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Kurainism, join the rebellion?
Objection.
High Priest has come back to us for but a brief time, Defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions?
Oh, right.
Abbot Inmi, prosecution believes that the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the Wright.
Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory's a bit hazy.
Would you please do your best to remember?
Objection.
Save? Oh, good point. Let's save. Thank you. It's been a bit. High Priest says his memory's hazy.
It's all coming back to me. Just as High Prosecutor said Muddy concluded, I was slain by none other than Maya Fey.
You just don't want to say it was your wife, because I suspect it was your wife.
High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct.
No! But what about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you?
No, not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own.
An alibi? Seriously?
It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abbot and me, your testimony, if you please. Yes, of course.
Witness testimony. I have an alibi.
I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. I believe my guests can corroborate this.
You had guests? Just past noon, that's right about the time Zealot was murdered. Are you sure about that?
Absolutely.
Come to think of it, Rafe had told me about a spirit's memory.
Spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death.
Even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled?
Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life.
High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? Cross-examination time! Ironclad alibi. Save here. Alright, press everything. You use the word alibi as if it were second nature.
Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Kurain itself you wish to ridicule?
Come on, everyone and their grandma knows what an alibi means. We're not a bunch of something I didn't read.
Peace! Peace! Peace, I say! It's right. Would you care to clarify your last statement?
But please don't take it the wrong way.
We're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV.
Yet you still act like this. It's just an alibi is a rather technical term used for a priest to use so naturally.
I assure you, I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. Suppose that even I, High Priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments.
Oh, I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. Almost as if he had prepped himself for something like this. Just past noon, he was entertaining guests the day before the day of the rite. Yes? And you were entertaining them personally?
And I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation.
He said his guests could corroborate his alibi, and that can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered.
Ah! Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear.
Sorry. He's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Though I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory.
Spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death.
Even a spirit that's brought back to listen. Yep. We just had this conversation. Between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled.
Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life.
Ah, there's nothing better than enjoying a Gingil cuisine with dear friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous.
Right. Okay, but, you know, even the same guest was your disciple, so obviously he was still alive at that time, and obviously he was killed after that.
Hold it!
Who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be called here to testify.
It's none other than His Majesty, along with his family. Couldn't attend the rite due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter has grown.
Wait a second.
Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Abbot Inme. Lady Inme's cooking simply cannot be beat. So there you have it.
When exactly was His Majesty at your home?
There from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain. Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Kachu Damal.
Gotta catch them all. But
I'll just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home.
really though? Taken during the Feast of Blessings on the day before the rite. Taken during the Feast of Blessings where it's customary to partake in dishes made with Gingil. Yeah? We're gonna press it first, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we got the idea here. Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate?
Sure can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court. Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime.
How can you be so sure? What if the clock or watch you were using was off or you misread the time?
There was a clock right near the table, and it had the exact time as my watch. Now do you understand, lawyer?
Oh, we just had to press everything.
As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed that Acolyte Zealot?
Ah, His Majesty's a witness?
Are you satisfied now? There is not a single discrepancy in Abbot Inme's alibi.
I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. There's anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? I mean, we're gonna say there is, right? There is. There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony.
There is? Well, then perhaps you could explain what it might be.
This is what was wrong with his testimony. The prayer feast was too short, he's too friendly with the judge, he knew the time of the crime. Yeah, why did you know the time of the crime? The fuck? Who told you that? After Abbot Inme was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered.
Now that you mention it.
Despite that, you claimed to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead. When you were still alive. Ah! Spirit went out, spirit went back in. Wait, I think I saw something just now. That means Maya was topless! Without the spirit in her body. That's not good. No, I must be imagining things. So, tell me. How did you know what time the crime had been committed?
About that. Open your heart! Let the Holy Mother in! Why, we've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer! All who serve her holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from their soul. Open your heart! Let the Holy Mother in! Purge your mind of greed and bias! I feel as if my very soul has been cleansed.
You can't fool me! Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear.
How can you be so sure?
What's that supposed to mean?
This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Kuraina's prayer.
Huh?
Abbot Inmi was at home during the crime, but knew of what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained thusly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home.
What?
Never ceased to amaze me, prosecutor. As he has surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout.
Why didn't you report the dead body then? Why do people not report dead bodies? We had this issue in the last game too. Why do y'all not report dead bodies?
Enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual, even when I was not there. Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus.
Wait. Come to think of it, when I was searching the rebel hideout... there's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Someone trying to record something with it?
That was a listening device. Starts recording whenever it detects movement. And I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look into the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. Alright then, bailiff! Yes, Your Majesty. Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home. At once, Your Majesty. Power of Kuraina's prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand it now.
It's like the contradiction really did vanish. Imagine that.
Shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbot Inmi to continue with his testimony. Very well.
What do you got for me now, buddy? I heard everything.
I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise followed by a haunting silence.
I have to find some way to attack his alibi. Only Maya were here, but she's kind of channeling the witness, so, you know.
She has a way of putting me at ease. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out. Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Kurainist holy man. And therefore, take care in your questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people. How dare he suspect the High Priest! May the Holy Mother strike him blind!
Y'all are freaking savage! Why are you so savage at me? As if this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. You heard everything. We're gonna save. Alright, he was entertaining his majesty, he says. You were entertaining his majesty and his family during the crime? Indeed. Sorry, hold on. Indeed. My wife, Believe, was treating them to her wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day? Why, yes. She was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. So, the judge never saw Mrs. Inme. I have Abbott Inme add that to this statement to his testimony. Yup. I'm pretty sure it was her. Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. My wife, Believe, was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. What was your wife making that day? The menu that day featured Antin soupes and Melton mole. They are both traditional Koreanese dishes. I can't even begin to imagine what those are. Ah, yes! Exquisite zest of Hatin soupes and the supreme texture of Melton mole. Lady Inme's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable. Thank you. It brings me great joy to know that you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, when I listened to that oh, he heard a man and woman quarreling. You heard everything from a recording? Indeed. Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret. Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone? Long years of ascetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear. Practicing Koreanism improves your hearing? Hearing is but one of the senses it can improve. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, the warbat over there in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it? Give me a break. Sounded like an altercation, he says. Hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Faye? I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Faye had an alibi that you can prove? I'm afraid not. And I suggest you make like a mollusk and clam up. Now, I will continue my testimony, if I may. A loud noise followed by haunting silence. A loud noise? I'd say that's worth looking into. It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot. Must have felt so heavy. It must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. I have him add that statement to his testimony. Yep, add it. How did he know that it was something heavy that fell? On him, specifically. Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. I described the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealot. Must have felt so heavy. How do you know he was under it, though? You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death? Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. The crash could have been anything. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Shere Matami Yoma. The Shere Matami Yoma! The Shere Matami Yoma! I had high hopes for that young man's future. Shere Matami Yoma. Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? That's right. You still feel the need to question the High Priest? Alibi's as tight can be. This isn't going so well. I'd better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbot Inme, did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. Hideout appeared as it always had. And the victim's body was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it and anything else incriminating. So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo? Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day. The stone slab had been put back in place. It is just as Abbot Inme saw it after the incident. Right? Is it not time to concede defeat? Why didn't you see the bloody warbad statue? No, wait, I just need a little more time. If you insist. Okay. Then how did you know that something fell on him? How did you know? Because there's no way to tell. Alright, let's try it. Ready? Objection! Abbot Inme, you said, and I quote, "Poor zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the warbad statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her benevolence's divination seance earlier. Will the defense please get to the point? My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude that the victim was crushed to death. I still don't see your point. I'm saying that the High Priest knew! He knew how the victim was really killed! Why? And that is information only the real killer could have known! What are you doing? I definitely saw it that time. I've got the High Priest spirit shaking in his boots, or should I say, sandals. Need I remind you, Abbot Inme was with His Majesty at the time of the crime? Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zealot was killed, something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow? Yeah, it was his wife. Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation. He's in cahoots with the killer. I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because he heard it during the trial. He inferred it after the fact. He heard it from the real culprit. You are aiding a criminal. He must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. Huh? The real killer? Of course! That makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation. So, tell us, who is the real killer? It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest, someone without an alibi. The person most likely to be Zealot's killer is... you, Super Sussy. Believe in me! Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inme at all, did you? No, I never saw her, but... what does that have to do with anything? Did the High Priest ever leave your sight? No, we were talking the entire time. The food was brought right to the room's entryway. So, the High Priest has an ironclad alibi. but his wife does not.
What the devil are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that Mrs. Inme might have killed Acolyte Zealot.
Objection.
You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. It was like family to her.
No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Inme could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection.
Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel?
Objection.
As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Are you suggesting that Mrs. Inme killed her husband as well?
As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to get rid of the kingdom of rebels,
I don't think we can rule it out. Oh, his voice. Ugh, yikes! You claim my wife is that rebel hunting Lady Kira? And that she slew both Zealot and myself? My lovely wife? That is utterly impossible! Ugh! Yikes! I've never seen the High Priest so angry.
it is as Abbot Inme stated, and the accused has already been found guilty of murder. It is far too late to overturn it.
That's right, Mr. Wright. And now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now. No, I'm not gonna apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece of this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inme. Your wife, Lady Inme, killed you. Yet even now you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. How absurd! It appears the late lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira. But we are blessed by her holiness, and she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Ah! I completely forgot about that. That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me and Acolyte Zealot was the accused. This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly... Yeah, she's not weak anymore because she clearly has no spirit energy to channel him. So, we can't really say that anymore.
Foolish oaf of a lawyer. Only you were as blessed as Lady Inme.
What?
Surely the accused possesses the strength, or should I say, the power. The power to battle those black-hearted rebels.
Because she can channel spirits. We dug ourselves into a hole here. What are you talking about?
My goodness, prosecutor. See, you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight. Then you have figured it out as well, Abbot Inme. May I ask you to explain it to this putrid-brained lawyer?
Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil! Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how my affair is that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if you would assuage your anger, by all means, please testify. Witness testimony. Maya Fey is Lady Kira. Acolyte Fey channeled Lady Kira's spirit. Is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to rid out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. But...
Do you understand now? Murder by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another. Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say, dead proof of her terrible power. Ah! His ability to channel spirits has come back to haunt her. Now, is it not time to let it go and move on, Defense?
Will you, Elsa?
No, never! I'll never give up! Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira?
Cross-examination. Maya phase Lady Kira. Because she only got the book with Lady Kira's real name in it recently, right? But Lady Kira's been appearing for like 2 years. Yep. And then... Lady Kira, like, figure that appeared 2 years ago. Remains a mystery. 2 years! For 2 years this has been happening. She didn't know Lady Kira's true name back then. Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit, he says. My client channeled Lady Kira? Isn't that a little far-fetched?
Far-fetched, you say? Why, the very fact that I'm here proves she has the power to channel spirits.
But you've no proof she actually channeled Lady Kira.
Oh, but I do.
He's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name. While it's true she may be capable of channeling Lady Kira, I doubt there's any proof she actually did.
We're talking about the infamous rebel hunter here. And modern-day Lady Kira has captured many a rebel all by herself. Among them have been more than a few great warriors. Who but the real Lady Kira could have accomplished such a feat? It would be difficult for a mere mortal. That leaves the real Lady Kira of legend as the only likely answer. Indeed. Is this not proof enough that the real Lady Kira of legend has been channeled?
The real Lady Kira of legend? That's an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. And again, the people of Kurain believe legends to be true. As Lady Kira returned. Lady Kira is an actual person? Do you really believe there was ever a woman that powerful? One capable of battling rebels much bigger and stronger than herself?
There's no way to prove that. To doubt the existence of Lady Kira is to doubt Kurainism itself. It is not for us to question, we must simply believe.
Yeah, how dare you doubt our legends!
You'll regret saying that, you Pokunkin! Lady Kira's gonna strike you down!
Well, I won't get anywhere until I can refute their claims with some evidence. Attacked and killed him with a strength beyond any mortal. A strength far beyond any mortal woman, and just how strong would that be?
Need but look at the wound she inflicted upon my body. Oh, I had hoped to never have to think about that again.
Her wound was pretty deep and there was a tremendous amount of blood.
While Acolyte Zealot was rather small in stature, he was strong. Nevertheless, he was no match for the sheer strength of Lady Kira.
My spirit channeling is proof that she's Lady Kira? This is not good. I'll have to prove that she didn't channel the original Lady Kira. The issue is that Lady Kira appeared 2 years ago, and Maya only recently learned Lady Kira's true name, so I think that's where we're gonna go with this. Alright, let's try the newspaper. Ready? Objection! Nope, not the newspaper. No, let me out of here. I guess I do have enough Magatama that I could have just let it play out, but this may or may not be faster. I don't know. The other thing to try is the book. We only got this recently. Anyway, Objection! The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, secret only revealed within. Have it in me. I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira. But nonsense! Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira. Oh, it's written in Koreanese and she can't read it. Look right here and you'll see why she couldn't have channeled Lady Kira.
What does that have to do with spirit channeling?
Oh, nothing. Shit. No? Oops, we got a penalty. Need to remember the requirements? No, she couldn't have. Did I click on the wrong part? Maybe here. Oh, you need the face! You need their face! You need to know the face of the person. Face and name. Lady Kira's face is hidden behind a mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need both a name and a face to channel a spirit. Can't be. Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira. Oh my! And therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false. It's bullshit. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client had no motive to commit murder. But then, who's the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper?
Yes, who's the other suspect if indeed there is one at all? Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction.
Think. The true identity of Lady Kira is the key to solving both murders. I thought Mrs. Envy was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. And Mr. R. Rebel is a rebel, so that doesn't make sense. That leaves us with... It's alright, you have that look again. One where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is. This is my chance to really turn up the heat. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. I don't. You do? Are you sure about that? Yes, completely. I sense that I may regret this, but please go on and explain. Thank you, Your Majesty. And this is who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. What if it was Zealot himself? I regret this. He was a big fan of Lady Kira, and he had all that swag in the hideout. Alright, let's try it. The true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira we seek is... Hooray, Zealot! What's this? High Priest murder? Disciple was Lady Kira, you say? Peace! I say peace! Defense will continue. Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there was only one left.
But a process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim?
Yeah, of course I do. I will have some in a moment. That is, at least I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira, neither was Mrs. Inme or any of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot, and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. Was it the stuff in the hideout? No, but he was supposed. Lady Kira's anti-rebel. Lady Kira's warning, a warning from Lady Kira to Abbot Inmi. Only someone capable of entering the High Priest's home could have delivered it. Oh. Maybe that. Let's try this. And this is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter.
How absurd. What could that possibly prove?
Prosecutor Sadmati, you stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira. And the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there.
Ah.
Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning anytime he wanted.
What is he talking about? That's just not possible.
Look at him sweat.
You saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim?
Yup. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that would overturn the entire premise of this case!
Yup.
This trial has proceeded on the assumption that Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is one of the victims, who was the killer and what was their motive?
The only suspect left is Mrs. Inmi, and there's only one possible motive. What if Mrs. Inmi is a rebel?
What? Fiend, still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife? Blasphemer! You have no evidence of this. Pent for the mistrust in your soul.
Objection!
Well, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's prints on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. And the plumed Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all the evidence linking her to the crime have been called into question.
Was Lady Inmi a rebel, and did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel and was the accused the Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now? Alarm clock, you say? You mean the one in the rebel hideout?
Yeah, but what of it?
That's it.
What's gone into him? Why are you laughing all creepy?
Have it in me. That's what is so comical. Give my outburst. It has simply tickled my funny bone.
What did?
Theme song came from the Plume Punisher clock, you say? An alarm clock could not possibly have gone off.
What makes you say that? Clock was working just fine last time I checked.
Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm kept going off?
Wait, you don't mean...
Indeed, we leave the alarm switch off at all times.
Oh! Shit, he's right! Why would they leave it on? That's ridiculous! Oh my lord.
In that case... Sad to say that the defense's claim does not hold water. Do you care to respond, Mr. Wright?
No, but, this can't be happening, not now.
This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. Theme song the victim heard was from the accused's strap, just as we suspected. And therefore, the accused is the rebel hunting Lady Kira, the victim's killer.
I need an opening, something I can raise an objection to.
And Plume Punisher's theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard it by the way of the listening device.
But did you really? You had heard it, why didn't you testify to that fact before?
Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbott in Me was channeled.
Oh, right. Well, then, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off?
Miserable wretch! That would be a pointless lie, one easily disproven.
If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is in fact switched off.
Come to think of it.
What a fine item. And the switch, if I'm right.
Set the switch back into the off position before we left.
Remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive taiko drums in the intro are etched in my mind. They went,
Taiko drums! Yo, we know that the Steel Samurai theme is the one that has the taiko drums.
Daka don don don, don 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 don.
Ooh, I got you now, jerk. Yep. This has traditional Kuraini's instruments. This doesn't have taiko drums. The Steel Samurai theme has taiko drums. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro, you say? Oh, really? Want to add that to your testimony?
Trial has gone on for too long. Shall we move ahead to the verdict phase now? No!
Objection!
By all means, and let us also return Abbot Inmi's spirit to the Twilight Realm.
Before I go, let me say a word to my darling wife.
Objection!
Thank you, Phoenix. Now hold on just 1 minute. Your Majesty?
Yes?
The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence.
It is? Still you writhe in defiance of your fate? The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul writhing in flames.
You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence. Now all I have to do is pick the right one. And this piece of evidence is inconsistent with that statement about the taiko drum intro. Here you go. And this is what's inconsistent with this statement. My client's Plume Punisher strap.
Does that have to do with anything?
It plays the Plume Punisher theme song. And here it is. The theme to the Plumed Punisher, Warrior of the Neo Twilight Realm. You see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plume Punisher theme song.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What was it, if not the Plume Punisher theme?
In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard Prayers of the People, the song for the Dance of Devotion, the Steel Samurai theme! There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plume Punisher theme, so what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was the theme of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo.
Peace! Peace! Peace, I say! Mr. Wright?
That theme keeps coming back. Look, it's a great theme and I love it.
What is the Steel Samurai of which you speak?
Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo is an action hero show from America. The Plume Punisher theme is a total very similar to it. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could easily mistake the two.
The fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout.
Nope. Actually, no. You have it backwards.
Backwards? That's right, Miss Faye met an avid Plume Punisher fan here in Kurain. And as a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai item she had for the Plume Punisher strap. This avid Plume Punisher fan, the one who killed Acolyte Zealot? Oh yeah, it's gonna be really funny when I tell you who that is. Yes, and that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife. Believe in me.
You have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright?
Oh yeah, I do. I got a photo.
For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is, I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander. I suggest you prepare yourself to face Her Holiness's wrath.
We should save because it's been a bit. Oh, I'm prepared to turn this entire case upside down, that is. This is my last chance. I better take a deep breath and review the evidence. Oh, I know exactly which piece it is. We're good. Very well then, please present your evidence, if you would, defense. I've been eyeing this the entire time. The evidence that proves Mrs. Inme was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this. Take that! It's right here in this family photo. Proof that Mrs. Inme and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters.
Family photo?
What exactly should we be looking at here? Proof that they exchanged items featuring their favorite characters is right here. Do not see the Steel Samurai watch on Mrs. Inme's wrist. Right there. Look at Mrs. Inme's left wrist. You can see the Steel Samurai's trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes this a Steel Samurai watch. I never knew your wife had such hobbies, Abbott and me. This family photo was taken right before Acolyte Zealot was murdered. At that point, my client had the Punisher strap and Mrs. Inme had the Samurai watch. So, what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of that watch Mrs. Inme was wearing.
I wish to amend my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums were something else. My wife never had such a watch. Truth, I tell you. You must believe in me, Your Majesty.
We've already proven she has the watch. It's in that photo right there.
Be not deceived by the defense's loyally chicanery.
Now what? He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve?
There's a big gaping hole in this flimsy claim.
A big gaping hole? I don't think so.
Oh no, I'm afraid it is there, all right. Just like the big gaping holes in your putrid brain.
You are so rude! My brain is neither putrid nor full of holes, I'll have you know. I'm not a zombie after all.
Says the dead lawyer walking. He who was narrow of vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Or as they say in your country, cannot see the forest for the trees. For it is as you said, and Lady Inme, the rebel, slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira. Then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the High Priest was slain.
Ah, that means High Priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira. How could I miss that? All you gotta do is steal the costume. I don't know what the big deal is.
So tell me, who are you going to say killed the High Priest now?
No! We're in a mask, so, you know.
You finally understand the sheer size of the holes that riddle your putrid brain.
Ugh. I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the High Priest murder.
You mindless zombie. You should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go and move on.
No. I'll never give up. I just need to think things through and figure it out. Phoenix, are we gonna do big brain time?
Who really killed the High Priest? Big brain time! I love it! It's my favorite part. This means we're at the end. If Acolyte Zealot had been Lady Kira, he couldn't have killed the High Priest. The question is, who did? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of this case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene before the murder? On the day of the riot, the water in the spring was already stained red when Abbot Inmi and Maya arrived in the inner sanctum. I mean, Maya's testimony. The spring was stained red before the rite. This one genuinely shocked you? Oh right, Maya said that the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. Spring was already red before the High Priest's murder because of Zealot's blood. Spring was stained red by Zealot's blood, okay. That's right, Zealot had been killed in the rebel hideout the day before the rite. His blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second, the High Priest knew that Zealot had been killed in the hideout. Why didn't he report it to the authorities? Yeah, that's what I'm saying! Why don't anybody report bodies anymore? If Maya had been the killer, he could have easily had her arrested on the spot. Why didn't the High Priest inform the authorities right then, to threaten Maya to keep the hideout hidden? He needed to keep the hideout hidden. He wanted to keep the hideout secret. If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. That's what he was worried about. But by going through with the rite, High Priest risked having Maya see the spring running red with blood. Why did he have to go through with the rite? Did he want to kill up Maya, set up the scene during it? Did he kill himself? Use the rite to cover things up. He wanted to set up the crime scene to conceal the hideout. Was this a suicide? Oh my god. How was he planning on concealing the source of blood in the spring? He used Maya's blood, he used his own blood. He emptied the spring, he used his own blood. Used his own blood. Oh my god. Stained the spring with his own blood. You fucking kill yourself? He concealed the source of the blood with his own. That was how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. It's all starting to fall into place. I know who killed the High Priest. It was himself. Oh my god, it was a suicide?! This is not a double murder, but it was a single murder plus a suicide. It was a murder-suicide. I can't believe it. You and me both, Phoenix. The High Priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. Holy shit. The High Priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. What? What? Whoa! What's this? What the hell? A High Priest committed suicide? Never heard anything more absurd. The lawyer has placed a stain on the good priest's death with his putrid brain. Putrid gaping holes are as large as the hole in his logic. What hole? You still fail to understand. Truly cannot see the forest for the trees. You claim the High Priest took his own life. Have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion? Ah. After the High Priest was killed, the dagger was thrust in Acolyte Zealot's dead body. Only the accused, Maya Fey, could have done that. No, the wife could have done it. As Prosecutor Sadmati says, your claim is rather porous in its logic.
and your evidence is too weak. Cannot prove that the High Priest took his own life to conceal the rebel hideout. Ugh.
Alright, the dagger was impaled in Zealot's body, but his body had been placed at the plaza the previous day.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you care to respond?
Zealot's body was already in the plaza the day before the rite. But what if the dagger was also already in him at that time? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum. It was moved by Maya, it was moved by Tara's soul. Taras died by a different weapon. He had to have been killed by something else. Of course, that's it! What's it? There was no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed in Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the rite.
What? That means... That mean?
It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the High Priest's life. No weapon was ever found at the inner sanctum. If you will not listen to reason, then I insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be. The real weapon? I got nothing, but I know there had to have been a weapon there. Maybe if I think back on the trial this far, I'll spot the clue I need. Was it the statue again? Did the statue kill 2 people?
Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon is? There is an awful lot of blood on that statue.
This is what really killed the High Priest? I mean, the only thing I can think of is the damn statue. Let's save. I'm gonna try the statue before I think harder on this. What really killed him has been at the inner sanctum all this time. And its lethality has already been demonstrated by the late Acolyte Zealot. That's right, it was the Warbad statue. Okunka!
Believe that the statue claimed both victims' lives?
Yeah, why not? Would you care to chime in, Abbott in me?
No. He lies. Pay him no. It's...
In me. Darling, don't you think this has gone on long enough?
Leave. No. Majesty, my wife knows nothing. Please, Abbot in me. I let your wife speak. Now, Lady in me, please continue if you would.
That time again.
And what time would that be?
2:30 in the afternoon. Time my husband conducts his daily prayers. And time Pere was slain. He's got the watch on, so we're hearing the Steel Samurai theme.
That sound! It's
Taiko drums! You're welcome. Steel Samurai alarm. I too like to pray at the same time as my dear husband. I set an alarm to remind me each day, but I had no idea it would come to this. Ah, that's what happened.
No, stop! She knows not what she speaks.
Your Majesty, I'm the one who slew Acolyte Zealot.
Ah!
Can we cover up Maya?
Abbot in me! Bailiff, summon a physician at once.
We cover up Maya.
Physician is now attending the High Priest, so there is no need to fear.
Except, you know, High Priest is in Maya's body. Do we forget that?
Now let us continue.
And what about the half of him called Maya that's still among the living? Huh? How about that? Mrs. Envy, will you tell us everything you know?
The truth is, I am a rebel, just like my husband. This tragedy unfolded before the Wright, during the Feast of Blessing. I'd gone to the rebel hideout to prepare it for Datz's escape.
And that's when Acolyte Zealot suddenly appeared?
Yes. The Wright was shocked when he saw me there.
Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel?
I do not believe he did. I believe he was there simply to investigate the hideout.
And then he suddenly came face to face with Mrs. Envy. So the true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira was Puree Zealot?
Yes. He was a member of the secret police, serving directly under the Minister of Justice.
Secret police? Oh, we're getting our conspiracy info here now.
And this is what he said to me. You can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. He was using his position within the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. But murder sanctioned by the Crown is still murder.
Even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered.
What's that supposed to mean?
Let's just say, I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. As you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes.
Trick up Minister Inga's sleeves was Lady Kira.
No! This can't be! My father would never!
This must be a bolt out of the blue for Rafa. This explains why Acolyte Zealot abandoned his real name.
Yes. He even went as far as covering up the tattoo that all Kuraina's clergy members receive. Lady Kira was a member of the secret police? Explains why no order was given to investigate her attacks.
I guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time.
But this cannot be!
This true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder?
Peace! Our Lady and me, please continue.
Ray suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab toward him with all my might. But I never meant for what happened next to occur.
You're still in Maya's body. Can we get you out of there?
Allow me to take it from here. Have it in me! Are you sure you're alright now? Sorry you had to see that. You need not worry about me. Already dead.
Please, we need to know what was so important that you would take your own life.
I learned that my wife had accidentally slain Zealot. Chilled his body with snow to make it seem as if he died more recently than he did. I later moved it to the Plaza of Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at that time, for it was before prayer time had started. Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose, knowing that no one would notice anything was wrong until the rite had concluded. It is perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he seemed to be praying. We do treasure our prayer time, after all.
So you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey?
Yes, this was all my doing. Never told my wife of my plan. Surely she would have tried to stop me.
How did you get Miss Fey's fingerprints on the dagger?
I had her hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before. Right before the rite, I drugged her with a sleeping agent. I put Lady Kira's robes over the Warbad statue.
That means Maya was probably already groggy by the time the rite started.
Finally, I ended my own life, ensured that the crime would appear to have been by Acolyte Faye's own hand.
That's fucked up, man.
But when your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue? I impaled myself on one of the statue's dagger-like feathers. I used the last ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. I grabbed onto the robes, taking them with me, fell back onto the ground. How terrible! What possessed you to do such a thing?
You needn't have committed suicide simply to frame the accused.
Prosecutor Sadmari, one well versed in our kingdom's legal system, would expect you of all people to understand.
Understand what?
This kingdom's legal system, Mrs. Inby's crime, your suicide?
It can't be.
I'd be sadder than sad. I believe the defense knows of what the High Priest speaks. Yes, I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. Tragic. Defense Culpability Act. Circumstantial evidence supports Mrs. Inby's killing of Acolyte Zealot in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer. That's why the High Priest wanted to pin the crime on Maya Fey.
Failed to see what that has to do with his suicide.
In Kurain, the divination seance is the most important piece of trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Miss Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments. Lawyer speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the Warbad statue. Made it seem that Acolyte Fey was the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
But... Are you saying you used my divination seance to produce false evidence?
Yeah, you can produce false evidence and not be a lawyer. As long as you know what to do, you give me your benevolence. But it was the only way to help my lovely wife. If you had approached me first, I could have proved that the murder was in self-defense. Perhaps. I had little faith in lawyers despite being a rebel. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Now you're a prosecutor talking about covering up a crime, are you? Yet I had done so. Had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense. The case went to trial. She would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man.
This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it's all been...
Poor Rafa, she's really taking this hard. I can't say I'm surprised. Mr. Phoenix, Wright? It's time to show the might of your legal prowess. Mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under that despicable law. Of course. I'll do whatever I can. I have done to you and Acolyte Fey is unforgivable. I can only offer my most humble of apologies. Your Majesty. Yes? I ask that you please look after my wife. Have my word. Benevolence? Sorry, your benevolence. It's time that I return to the Twilight Realm. Can you put Maya's clothes back on first, though? Given a shitty situation, Imi truly is a good man. He tried. It was wrong. He knew it was wrong, but he was trying to protect his wife. The Magatama parting, please. Please put Maya's clothes back on.
Very well.
Your benevolence. Please, allow me the honor.
Yes, it would be more fitting for you to send him on his way.
Is in me. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time. Thank you. Everything.
Okay, good. Sorry to leave you like this, my love.
But now you can watch over me from the world beyond.
Yes, always and forever.
With every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you.
This is quite sad. Huh? You did this last week and just cried throughout it? It is very sad.
Farewell, my darling Tara. The High Priest has returned to the Twilight Realm.
It's like the bonus case in the last game, because there was no true murderer in this case. It was an accident, just a horrible accident that went wrong. Except this one led into a suicide as well. Maya!
I feel great. Guess that means he didn't leave any regrets behind. Oh! But what about the trial, Nick?
It's over. It was a sad reality born of love and a great tragedy born of the Defense Culpability Act. Well, I see no need to continue this trial. The prosecution have anything to say?
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I owe a debt to you, one that I will pay back in court someday.
You're being nice to me? You want to apologize for calling me a zombie? And for hating on cheese? Now to deliver today's verdict and overturn that of yesterday's trial. Oh, he did give full name acknowledgement. Now to deliver today's verdict and overturn that of yesterday's trial. Respect to all current and previous charges against them. I hereby declare the accused Maya Fey and her defense, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Hell yeah! Yay! So happy the spirits are. So Nick, badass as he is, overturns a verdict and gets himself and Maya off. Yep, that's pretty good. I do miss the confetti and the fanfare. Anyway, tragic. Hey, 4:20 p.m. High Court of Kurain, accused lobby.
So, I was thinking, Nick. The legal system here is really stacked against the defense. It's totally unfair.
Yeah, it even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife.
It's just so sad.
Protect the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Kira were here, I wonder which side she would take. Raifa, how you doing? You okay, girl? Your benevolence.
Huh? What?
I was, just wondering, are you alright?
Quiet, you! How could I possibly be alright?
Yeah, she's not doing well at all.
Who do you think you are, suddenly appearing before me? Trampling my insights underfoot and plunging the hall of justice into utter chaos? You even desecrated my mother and father's teachings, you soulless infidel!
Oof, that was a bit more extreme than usual.
What am I to do? I'd always believed that communing with the victim's Mitama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights, it was revealed that they served to support false charges rather than the truth. I'm left now with that heavy truth in my heart.
Sorry, Raifa.
Perhaps I am not worthy of hearing the voices of the Mitama.
I'm gonna guess believe.
That's why you're wrong, Your Benevolence.
What? Oh, it's Maya. Maya?
How dare you!
Your role is to bring forth the voices of the Mitama into our world. If you don't do it, who will?
You know nothing, Maya Fey. It was spirit channeling, not a divination seance that brought the truth to light. How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? What can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Is it not a cruel joke? A royal priestess bested by a lowly outsider?
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Why not? It's worth at least a laugh or two. You shouldn't talk like that. Huh? Listen, Your Benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you're the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The station of Royal Priestess is not something to abandon lightly. The station of Royal Priestess? The people of your kingdom believe in you. But if you really mean all that you just said, then what are they supposed to believe in? You know not of what you speak! Actually, I kinda do. After all, I'm only here training so I can become the master of my village back home. Village master, you say? I did not know. Seems I owe you an apology. But even today, I called you a neophyte practitioner. It's alright, Your Benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me.
Future queen and a future village master? I guess it shouldn't be surprised. Or it shouldn't be a surprise. Considering they may have had a common ancestor. Maya's right, Your Benevolence.
Barbed head?
Your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You played an important role in assuring that justice was served. Besides, your insights aren't the problem here. It's your kingdom's legal system. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. And the Defense Culpability Act, which gave rise to that, is the root of it all.
But that is dangerous thinking of a rebel!
Your Benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein.
I wonder if I'm even up to the task.
Knowing you, Your Benevolence, you're more than capable. I've never heard Maya talk like this before. She's really come a long way. Ah, crap! What was that? Came from the hallway! Smoke! We'd better go check it out! Hurry! Oh, hey, there's Believe. Mrs. Inme.
Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye. So sorry for what transpired. You were almost sentenced to death because of me.
You just use her lipstick to... Alright.
I'll make amends by picking up where my husband left off.
Okay. You just, you know, used her lipstick to, touch up her tattoo and extend it, so okay.
We'll see the revolution through, so nothing like this can ever happen again. But that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband.
Did you just bomb the courtroom? Lady! There's less violent ways to do this! Although, I get it, your king's a nut job, and your queen's probably in cahoots with them. Still! They're not here right now, innocent people. Oh shit, it's that. What did he sound like again? Lay in me, we gotta hurry! That voice. That Mr. Rubble?
I must tell the people. They must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with false crimes under that odious Decency Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly.
Hey there, PW. Wish we had more time to talk, but... Dirk, everything's ready. It's go time.
Oh, what the? Dirk? What? What? Hello, sir? It's the dude! Wait, was that the rebel leader Dirk? After him! Don't let him get away! Power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly? The start of a legal revolution. Hey, Nick. Hate to bother you while you're lost in thought. I just got this great idea. What is it? Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I bet it'd make for another awesome TV show. And if we threw in the Plume Punisher in there, everyone would go nuts over it. Maya? Time and place. Time and place. Maya. I'll never get what she sees in those shows. But it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya. That is the end of case 3. Yep, it's saving. It's probably gonna stick us right into case 4. Alright, let's watch the beginning of the next one. Episode 4, Turnabout Storyteller! That's suspicious.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Look out, old man!
Is it? It's 9, 10, 11.
Uh-oh. Love this case. Oh, he was eating noodles! Oh, blood in the noodles? Shizo's dead? No. Do you think he did it? Oh no, if he did, then what do we do? Hey, pull yourself together! Don't worry, I have an idea. Oh my god. Oh my god. Meanwhile, back in America. Well. There's a breakdown sprite. Oh look! We're gonna be Athena. Okay. Well. That's gonna be for next time. We're gonna pick this up next week. Hey, we're gonna stop here for the evening. So we don't go too crazy and too long. But that was a load of fun. That was a very exciting case. And wow, it ended with a bang, literally. Anyway. Well, that was crazy. I'm gonna need to think about that one. Thanks y'all for watching, everyone who stopped by, and, you know, 21 Snakes, Dr. Lupon for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. All the lurkers as well, VoD watchers. We're gonna pick up case 4 next week and see what the heck happened there with the poor old man who got murdered in his noodles. That's rude. Don't kill people when they're eating. I mean, there's never a good time to kill someone, but let the man eat. He was just trying to enjoy his noodles. It's sad. Anyway, yeah, we'll do that. We'll start that next week. For now, hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun. Have a great rest of your weekend. Tomorrow we're gonna do Heaven on High. But we'll pick up more Ace Attorney next week, as always. So if you're not already following the stream and you want to see when we go live to enjoy more Ace Attorney goodness, go ahead and hit that follow button. Or, you know, check Twitter, because I post on there usually when we're gonna do stuff. But for now, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Thanks again. You guys have a good rest of your evening, and see you guys next week. Tomorrow, if you're gonna stay tuned in for Heaven on High. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. My brain's still processing right now, so that's all I got. That's it. Alright. Go enjoy. Have a good weekend, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you guys later. Bye.